when we was in Detroit, man, it was over 300,000 fans there the first night when we drafted Daniels. Our fan base was screaming, exciting that we got Daniels. I mean, I think he's a great fit for us. He's so mature. He's not even playing like a rookie quarterback. And now that him and Terry's get that relationship going, and Zach Ertz and Eckler, we only could go up. And the fan base is so happy. You see that. I mean, look what Tressway, our punter, did. He had the number 10. He's our longest tenure player. Since 2014, he wore the number 5. He gave his number 5 up to a rookie quarterback as a good ambassador for Washington. That tells you what kind of atmosphere and mindset that our players got. They just welcome him with open arms. And the sky's the limit for this man. The rookie of the year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Listen, I agree with you. I'm taking a look at the stats right now. I mean, your defense right now, you're only allowing 20.9 points per game, which is awesome. Your third down conversion is about 40% and only 2.5 touchdowns per game. So, again, that defense is also playing out of its mind. I mean, we talk about the offense of the Commanders, but that young defense is playing awesome, Jay.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we lost Jonathan Allen for the season. That's a big leadership role, but everybody knows if you're a true fan of football, next man up. Payne has got to step up his leadership role. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, was a great addition. I'm so glad we got Wagner. We also got a lot of key players from the Carolina Panthers as well to build around it. St. Juice started off a little rough, but we're expecting him to do a lot to guard number 1 receivers. And that's everybody knows corner's tough, especially playing the number 1 receiver, but he's gotten a lot better. And Forbes, I don't think we should give up on Forbes. I was at the draft when we drafted him in Kansas City. I think he's got potential talent. He just won't ready for the big role yet. He just gradually got to get better and learn, and he will come around. He's got potential.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Listen, 7-2. I mean, the worst you guys could go is 7-10, and I don't see that at all. You would have to lose every game. 3 games, you're 10-7. That's at least a wild card. I mean, you guys are looking really good right now. And the Cowboys fell again. I don't think they have a shot. They're 3-5 right now. The Eagles won. But again, I mean, it's that Saquon Barkley. I think if you stop Saquon Barkley, you got a shot at beating the Eagles. So I mean, it's to me, it's a two-team race right now. You and the Eagles. I don't know. I don't. You haven't played them yet, have you?
No, we got Pittsburgh Sunday, then we got a short week, then we go to Philadelphia for Thursday night football.
Okay, all right. So that'll be the first time you guys match up against each other. Be a really interesting game there, I think. I think it's going to be a very exciting game. I think that comes down to the wire. We've been talking about Detroit probably having the best overall team, offensively, defensively, special teams, head coach. What are your thoughts on Detroit, Jay?
Man, I was so pulling for Detroit last year when they made the NFC Championship game because the last time they made it that far was against my 91 Washington Redskins. So we're taking it back, but I really want to see Detroit do something. I know they're in the NFC, but how can you not pull for the Detroit Lions? They haven't won a championship since 1957. Their fans, they did a great job hosting the draft, and every time I see Detroit play, their fans are so humble in their organization. They're long overdue to get to that next mark, and if we can't make it, I'm 100% behind the Detroit Lions.
All right, that's really cool. Arizona, get your thoughts on Arizona really quick. I mean, they put it on Chicago today. Arizona now is tied with the 49ers at 4-4 in the West. You surprised about that, Jay?
Yes, actually, I kind of am. Everybody was always on the 49er hype train, but they forgot about Seattle and Geno Smith. But everybody knows Kyler Murray can play football, and they got Morrison Harrison Jr. They get the talent. Don't rule out Arizona. That's going to be a tight division back and forth. But the Cardinals do have talent, and they could sneak up in there and take that division title.
Yeah.
I mean, we see what the Rams did when they were healthy.
Yeah, it's true. And the Rams are still in it too. I mean, it's not like the Rams are out of it either. So I mean, you're right. Right now they're beating Seattle 20-13. Seattle has the ball with a minute 14 left. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens at the end of the game here. Minute 14, 2nd and 10. It looks like that they might be across the 50, I think, right now, heading towards the Rams' goal. Arizona, is 5-4. The 49ers are 4-4. Seattle right now is 4-4. let's see, real quick where they're at. Yeah, they're at the 48-yard line of the Rams right now with a minute 14 left. So they still got time to go down there and do something. Let's talk a little bit about Green. Well, we talked about Green Bay and Detroit. Philadelphia gets by Jacksonville. Again, we talked about them. So what are your thoughts, Jay, as far as the rule goes? And I tried to get to this morning on NFL, on our, I keep saying NFL, the big football show. So, for the Jets, Wilson makes 2 unbelievable one-handed grabs, right? He goes up and he catches the ball for a touchdown. He's falling. His left foot hits in the end zone, and his shin somehow gets in the end zone and his knee goes out of bounds. And they call that a touchdown. So me and producer Linda go back and forth. We investigate the rule 3 or 4 times, right? And if you're going to call that a touchdown, okay, so you call that a touchdown, then why would you call the Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown a touchdown when Banks hit him out of bounds, his right leg doesn't come back, and his foot goes down twice. So that means his shin is attached to his foot, right? So his shin was in the end zone too. So, this is what I wanted to talk about this morning. And I'll get James, I'll get your opinion too. I'll let Jay go first. What do you think about that?
Over the years, I mean, it's like each catch is like you have to review it. It's like different from each player or each game. It's not consistency on what's a touchdown, what's not a touchdown. I mean, if you get a foot in or 2 foot in or elbow in, how can you? There's got to be some balance or some kind of basic rules there. But I agree, if his chin's connected to his foot, so his foot in, it should be a touchdown.
Right. So I mean, it actually says it's vague. So in other words, this is up to interpretation. Jay, what do you think?
I mean, if a guy's foot is in, and the rule is another part of his body touches, and like his shin, that to me, when I saw that, I thought it was out. I thought he was done. I mean, it wasn't his knee, it wasn't his elbow, it was his shin. To me, the shin is too close to the foot, so it's almost like it's one part of the body. So it's like I would think maybe a knee or elbow or the butt would hit the ground, and then that's a touchdown, or your back or something. Like the Odell Beckham touchdown when he caught the pass over his head and he fell back. He was in. So the shin to me seems like that's like too odd. It's ambiguous. So to me, it seemed like it shouldn't be a touchdown. It shouldn't be a touchdown. Like you said, if you call that a touchdown, you should call the other touchdown in Pittsburgh. Now I got Jay, I got a co-host that comes on with us in the big football show, and I actually, she's a Carolina Panther fan. And I actually cheered her on. I said, I hope you go 3-0. I encourage her. And then after all that, she cuts me. She cuts me with her big, sharp tongue. And right now she's putting comments up, and she wants me to put them up. So I'll put them up real quick. So first she goes, Mac, because then she goes, J-Train, we derailed you, bro. And I told her, listen, Sonia, you went 1-1-1. It's not like you picked great. You didn't pick great. You're not in first place. You're not even close to first place. So don't be bragging. So anyway, she says she loves us, and there you go. Anyway, we love you. Anyway. So I mean, they've changed that rule, Jay and James, a few times now. John Madden was a coach, and at the time, 2 feet had to be in bounds, both feet, right? Boom, you catch the ball. Then they changed it to a knee equals a foot. John Madden didn't even know it. He had to look at the rule book. And so they changed it back like in 1986 or something like that. And now, I mean, if you put your hand down, they say it's not a touchdown, but your elbow is attached to your hand. If you put your elbow down, it's a touchdown. Same thing. The elbow's in the end zone. It's ridiculous. Just go back to what it was. Let's not have all this drama at the end of the game, right? 2 feet have got to be down. 2 feet have to be down, and end of discussion. Why do we got to change rules all the time, Jay?
And make sure you have the ball when you go completely across the plane.
Right.
So anyway, oh my God, this is just The Seahawks did tie it up 20-20. The Rams have the ball at their 30 with 51 seconds left. Let's see if they can drive down and get a field goal there, or it's going to go probably into overtime. So Stratford throws the ball. Holy cow. Did he catch it? Flag. Holy, everybody's in trouble here. It looked like Puka had caught it, and there's a flag against Seattle. Oh, man, Seattle, you're going to mess up it. You know, I don't know, Jay. Anyway, so there's a flag. It looks like against Seattle. It's probably interference or holding. Oh, my God, the ref has his hat off. He might have been out of bounds. It's all going to hell right now in Seattle. You know, Seattle used to brag about the 12th man, Jay. And we talked about this last week. The 12th man does not matter anymore. There is no 12th man. I mean, the people used to be, he was out of bounds when he caught the ball. Teams used to be like crazy. Going into Seattle, they were loud, bop, bop, bop. It really doesn't matter anymore, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, we used to have it at RFK Stadium. I mean, we used to have the 12th man, but we're just gradually getting our fans back this year. I noticed more Washington fans at the game against the Bears, which is one of the best games I've been to in my life. That was such a great game. We should have had more points. We let them back in the game, and then we end up winning on a Hail Mary. It was just so electric.
That was I got to show you. I got to do this, James. I got to do this for him, okay? We have this watch along every Sunday. So me and James were there, and this is the reaction me and James had. That I want to show it to you. There it goes, down towards the end zone, touchdown! Holy,
was it really?
God, yes! Oh my God! It got tipped up in the air. The receiver was behind the coverage. How did he get behind there? Washington wins 18-15. Wow, what a play! Holy,
that's the play of the game, man.
Look at the Bear coach with his hands on his hips. The Commanders are going crazy. Caleb Williams is a frown. Oh my God! It is crazy. You'll get to still show it again. I know they'll show it again.
I just told you, man. The 23 seconds is plenty of time. You just got to know and have a bit of luck.
A lot of luck. Look at how the guy gets behind there. He gets stopped up, and there it is. There you go. So I was excited for you, Jay. I was excited for the Commanders. So
and
I mean,
that play right there shows that the cloud over our franchise has moved away, because normally that would not happen. We would lose the game. But that shows you right there that everything's going in the right direction. The sun is shining. All the bad vibes is going away from our organization.
Yes. And James thought that the Bears would be mad, so they would come back and play good this week. Mad or be damned.
I agree with James. I thought they was going to come back angry.
Yeah, they did. They're angry. They lost again right now. That's what they're angry about.
They were obliterated.
Anyway, as you see, I love to have fun here. And let's see if I can dig up some more news here. Dak Prescott out with an injury. I don't know if I know how long it is, or if he's coming back next week. I imagine he will, Jay. But that's another thing concern. Him and CeeDee Lamb both left. James told me CeeDee Lamb got taken out too.
Yeah, see, Prescott was hamstring. He did walk off the field, but it could be worse. We don't know.
Yeah. And CeeDee Lamb, they just paid them both, and both got hurt. So we'll see what happens here. Wow. So 4th down. Did he get rough this? No, he didn't get personal on that.
It looks like it. He hit him head and head.
That right?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean,
do it. I mean, he's mad about it, but don't hit the guy in the helmet.
Yeah, 4th and 2 now. I guess are they gonna punt? They're gonna punt it. So this looks like 28 seconds left. This is going into overtime too, James.
Oh, they picked the flag up. It was
they picked the flag up. They did. Hey, listen, stop babying the guys anyway. I mean, you're playing football. You're going to get hit, for God's sakes. I mean, come on.
That's right.
Yeah, right, Jay. It's a good football.
Exactly.
So I got a little bit news for you, a little bit more news for you. The NFLPA, the union, has taken a stand against reporters in the locker room. Now, if you go back over the history of the reporters being in the locker room, you can go all the way back to Jackie Robinson, where the black reporters were not allowed. The following year, 2 were allowed in, and then the Patriots were sued by a female reporter to get to be able to be in a locker room with the men and interview the men. Jack Hirsch, as you know, again, is my host, and he is like a reporter. He works in the in the reporting business, and he surprised me because I said, listen, I think it's important to get that instant jubilation or instant sorrow, right? That you lost the game. And I know players don't want to hear it. I know they're mad. We saw what happened with Dallas with Diggs, right? He was pissed. I get it. But that's their job. And when you do a press conference afterwards, you've calmed down. You're going to give bull crap answers. You're not going to give the answers you would have gave then. And it's also for the instant jubilation, right? I mean, the guy's happy he won. We want to see the coaches jump up and down, and the players jump up and down. And that's okay, I guess. But the other part isn't. And of course, a lot of reporters could lose their job too, James and Jay. So I think it's ridiculous to ask a reporter who's only doing his job, trying to make a living, to not be in the locker room. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, they got a job to do, and the cover team. I mean, they will want the publicity when they're winning, so you got to take. I mean, you're a public figure. You got to take it when you lose it just as much as you win as well. Like you said, they got a job to do at the end of the day. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. I think I don't know if James agreed with me or not, but I listen. That's their job.
A lot of the players are always talking about whether or not the reporters are looking at the private parts or packages. So there's that. So
Right.
they might have legitimate gripes.
Well, listen, I guess. I mean, it is going to overtime, 20-20. So we may not be able to see the end of this one, James. We do have a game, a couple games coming. Well, a game tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken, James. Is Minnesota playing tonight or tomorrow?
Tonight
Yeah,
versus
Tampa Bay and Kansas City are.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about Minnesota and what their chance, how much chances you think they have of winning. I know that they're 5.5 points underdog. Going into the game. What are your thoughts on James? I'll take you first. What are your thoughts? I like Flacco. I like I like their chances of beating Minnesota tonight.
I'm with you. I think there's a little bit of regression with the quarterback for Minnesota, and I just think that the defense is not doing as much as they should. Now, can they come out and win? Yeah, of course. They're at home, and they got all their weapons at the helm. They got the running back, they got the receivers, and Justin Jefferson and Addison. But I like Flacco as well. I think Flacco's going to give him another dimension that Anthony Richardson wasn't doing. And then I'm starting to see a rejuvenation in Taylor. Jonathan Taylor looks like he's ready to go. So if he can get going tonight, I like Flacco playing and getting to those big receivers down the field.
I don't know, Jay, if you've been watching the Vikings closely, but it looks like, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying it looks like that Sam Darnold is starting not as good as he was in the beginning of the year. They still got a good running game. Minnesota's defense may not be as good as it was in the beginning of the year. And I just love Joe Flacco. I mean, he's an accurate pocket quarterback that's not going to throw the ball, 100 times and throw, for 30 receptions over 100 tries and throw 3 interceptions. He's pretty accurate. What are your thoughts on that game tonight?
Man, I think we're on the same page, man. I'm a big Flacco man. I like what he did with Cleveland. He came in and like Taylor as well. He, like you said, he's been stepping up his running game. And I mean, Minnesota started off strong, but we all know Detroit is out to get that division. And Darnold is not a elite quarterback. He's done good, but he does show signs of that other side, Jekyll and Hyde type thing. So we don't know what we're going to get tonight. But no, you definitely can't rule out the Flacco and Taylor. I think they can get it done.
Yeah, and the Colts defense is no scrubs either. They're a pretty good defense, and 4-4, they're still in the hunt over there for a playoff position. So they got as much to lose if they don't win as Minnesota does, falling down a little bit. Kansas City at Tampa Bay. Patrick Mahomes isn't playing good, and they're still winning. It's just it's crazy. I mean, wait till he starts playing good, then what? I mean, it's not. Of course, the Chiefs' defense is carrying them right now. Pacheco's coming back. They got the new receiver Hopkins and Kelsey, and they got the speedster there. But listen, Tampa Bay is a very competitive team. I think KC wins the game. I don't know if KC's gonna blow them out though. I like Tampa Bay. I like Baker Mayfield. I like their running game. Tampa Bay has a decent defense too. I think it's going to be a pretty close game, but I still think Kansas City wins that. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, Tampa Bay had the receiver core took a hit this year with Evans and Givens, and that's a big difference. And like you said, they can run the ball, but who's going to be the one to step up in the receiving game? And like you said, Kansas City's they're getting healthy. You're going to get D-Hop more involved, and Kelsey's going to get his touches, and they're going to get the running game. And like you said, Mahomes he's going to unleash and get geared up. You can't rule the Chiefs out. The Chiefs are just a different animal, and they're going to go. I think they're going to beat Tampa Bay with ease.
Okay. How about you, James? You agree?
Yeah.